Hi there, I'm Christine with What's Up Cupcake Whimsical Crafts, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share the stationery and journal haul from my recent trip to Japan, primarily focusing around shopping that I did within Tokyo. What's Up Cupcake is a crochet plushie business. I do accessories for crochet, sewing sticks, amigurumi sticks, stitch markers, and safety eyes. But one of my loves outside of crocheting is journaling. I have always been obsessed with paper, stickers, fun pens. This is my Hobonichi for this year. I've been using Hobonichi for the last 3 years now, I think, maybe longer. And Archer and Olive. Oh my gosh. Sorry, my cats get super feisty in the morning. They're a little crazy. I came into my office and they had like ransacked the yarn that I had on my little craft table. I had kind of stacked it up to put it away last night, and it was all packaged in plastic bags, but they just like knocked them all over. Anyways, so today I want to share some of the items that I picked up while I was in Tokyo. It was almost 10 days of kind of bopping around the Tokyo area in Japan. I was so excited to go to the official store for Hobonichi, Tobichi, and as well as that, I also hunted down the Traveler's Journal collections both at Tokyo Station and at the Starbucks Reserve. Yeah, so I am so excited to share that with you, and I will try to break it up into various sections of where I went, the different brands that I was shopping when it comes to those two major brands. But in addition to that, I went to the Loft store, Daiso, and other locations that I will show some snippets of. So let's jump right in. First off, apologies for the lighting. It's early here. I just wanted to go ahead and get into this because I have a few different bags of goodies that I wanted to share and start to break down what those purchases were and where I'm fairly certain I got them from. In some cases, I know exactly where they were from, but with some of the items here, this was stuff that was not all from one location. I didn't have it sealed in a tax-free bag, so this is going off of memory. But to start off with, I think the first place I went to was a Daiso. So if you're unfamiliar, that's like the dollar store at that you can find kind of all over. And so everything that I'm showing should be around 100 yen. And for US dollars at the time of my trip, that was like 67 cents. So I got some little tabs, sticker tabs, got some just cute little note cards and envelopes. It looks like they're vellum envelopes, and just some fun stationery. So I do have my address, or a P.O. box address, in the description for this video. If you would like to drop a note or anything like that, I would love to reply using some of the stationery that I picked up or some from my collection in general. This is an eraser that as you use it, it actually kind of shapes into Mount Fuji. I saw this all over YouTube when I was prepping for my trip, and so when I saw it, I just wanted to grab one of these. And some of these are going to be gifts for people, others just for myself and my collection. These are little stamps, stacking stamp clips, which will be fun. These were all from the Daiso, and this is a series of cats, and one says okay. I can't even tell what some of them are. A very happy cat and a very sad cat. And then this is food, coffee, present, gift, whatever. So you can use that for a bunch of different things. These items I actually got from the airport on my way out. I was trying to use some of my yen. Again, some of these will be gift items, and some were just pens that I either had not seen before or had seen in the United States, but were very expensive and highly marked up. And so I think for all of these, they were probably about $4 for the pack each. And so I just wanted to try some of them out / get some to give as gifts for my journaling friends. This one looks really cool. It's like a highlighter where it's 2 colors. Also, this is my little travel Hobonichi journal that I used for this trip. Got some stickers from the Coffee Monster Co. And this was, I believe, a free gift journal that I got when I ordered my 2025 journal from them. This pen, I think I actually maybe have 1 or 2 of these already, possibly, or I've just seen them so much that I feel like I own them. But it is a highlighter and little pen combo. So you can highlight and you can write. Oh, I didn't realize they were different colors. Oh yeah, that makes sense. There's the colors on it. It looks like they are different colors across the board, but 3 of them have blue, 1 has green, 1 orange, and a purplish pink. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, these were from the airport. These guys were from the Hands department store. I went to a fairly small one. Well, I went to a large one, but I didn't have a lot of time to shop in it because I was there with my family and they had already been there for a while. I had been taking the train and it was a long ride. And by the time I got there, they were getting ready to go for our visit to Shibuya Sky, the 47-story viewpoint that you can get in Tokyo. So I love these Deco Rush rollers. They are fairly limited to get in North America. They seem to sell out of a lot of designs constantly when you're buying from overseas suppliers. And they're expensive, but they're pretty inexpensive in Japan. I want to say they were maybe $1.50, if that. So I was excited to see some of these designs that I did not have already. And this is just a sampling. I got the little celestial and then a couple of flower rolls. So I like to use these a lot when I'm doing section changes or a kind of call out of an activity that I'm doing within my day journal that I use. Here are some more stamps. These are very specific individual ones. Got package, a little star corner border, and swimming. One of my goals this summer is to start swimming laps. and I have a pool where I can do it. You just have to sign up for your slot to do it, and I just never get on that enough to do it. So maybe if I have the stamp, I'll be more inclined. Is that what we all tell ourselves? All right, so this is the little border. It's a little blurry, but it's probably user error. I think I'm pressing too hard. Yeah, pressing too hard. So those are cute. Look forward to using those for shipping out packages, when I'm receiving them, whatever it might be. Again, my lap swimming, and then just a cute little border, as long as I don't press too hard and you can actually see what it is. Next up, I think this was also from that Hands department store, and it's just a grip to put on a pen. I do have some pens that are fairly small that I'd like to have a grip on, or when I'm just writing a lot, I think it could be helpful. These I got at a couple of locations, Hands, and I think I got some at, I think there were some at the Can-Do, I'm guessing it's Can-Do, but these are my favorite pens. The Energel Clenas by Pentel. I have so many of these pens in general, but I usually only find them in 0.4 and 0.5, so I was excited to see them in 0.3. This one I still haven't used yet, but I did start using this one, and it's just a really nice fine tip. This is a glue pen. I already started using it because I was attaching things within this journal, and I was impressed with how strong it was. These are 0.4s, and they're pilots, and they're the multicolor pens, but they write so smoothly. And I like that one color is like a dark gray. It is even black. And then red. So I've actually been using these quite a bit already. I think I have a couple more because I was going to give some as gifts. They're just scattered throughout my purchases. Mild liners, if you journal, you probably already know these. These were just colors I did not, I think, have already, / I saw the muted tone collection and thought that would be nice to add to my own collection, because I do use mild liners quite a bit in my everyday journaling. And they had quite a few bundled packs of mild liners just throughout my shopping experiences there. But again, I didn't have this kind of muted color palette. So I'm excited to try that. I got this clip because I have seen them around. They're, again, not as readily accessible here, and I just have never picked one up along my journaling adventures, but I knew when I was going to Japan I would grab one because I love the idea of like a lay flat hold for my journals. So I would typically use this on a larger journal, and they did have smaller sizes. I just didn't think I needed that many of them. I primarily work out of one journal at a time and then put the other one away. These were just some more pens that I found at a random little bookstore, and I tried them on their displays and really liked them. This, I have seen the Pentel Milky pens. It's almost, I want to say like, if I'm thinking it's the right one, it could be this one that I'm thinking of, which is like a gel pen, and it apparently came with stickers that I didn't notice until after I brought it home. But it almost is like a raised like puffy paint, I think. Let's check if I'm thinking of the right pen. It's a little hard to see in that color. I probably should have picked a different one. It's not particularly raised, but I do like the flow of it and the overall kind of texture on the paper. So just a nice gel type pen. Oh, and then stickers, of course. I just wanted some fun animal stickers. That's the first bit of things. Let's get into the Hobonichi Tobichi store items. As I mentioned, Hobonichi is my journal choice for every day. I was so excited to visit the Tobichi store. I think one of the items I probably showed might have been from there. I did have them pack this up as tax-free. However, you can't open tax-free before you leave the country. They seal it pretty solid. So I took out a couple things that I was going to use on the spot, one of which was a tote bag. If I can get a picture of it, I will share it, but I ended up using that tote bag throughout a lot of the trip. So this is a just cute little pen case that can attach to the front of your journal. I loved the print, so I got that. I'm going to go ahead and lay out these other items, so be right back. All right, so this is my Hobonichi store haul. The store was a good size. It wasn't huge, but it was a shared space of journaling supplies in one half of the store with some, notebooks, stickers, the deco, some pens, things like that. And the other side of the store had some handmade, hand printed, maybe like bandanas and tote bags, some clothing. It was beautiful stuff. Some of it was very expensive, but it was just really pretty overall and a fun little store. The stationery side was pretty packed in, so you had to kind of go look into each level of the displays. I instantly kind of gravitated towards some of the actual covers because, again, the covers that we get in North America can be pretty limited and also expensive. But I wanted just a general notebook cover for these smaller notebooks in particular that I carry around, such as this one, and also these two that I got that just looked like a really pretty design. I use a lot of notebooks like these for various specialized journaling topics beyond my daily journal planner. I use them for work. I use them for, I have, travel journals like this. I have a more general one that I use for like all of our camping trips and other trips that aren't as intense, I guess. This was a 10-day trip and I was traveling on my own and I want to document various things that I was going to see while I was in Japan and things like that, or things on like kind of my list of places I want to go to. So I thought that these notebooks would come in pretty handy in general for various purposes. But cute little back. And this is clearly unlined, no grid, but it just had a nice little print at the bottom. And similar, just cute little animal stamps. And it should fit perfectly into this cover. I had to have them go in the back and pull out this cover for me because I saw larger sizes of them, just not this, this size and this color. So yeah, nice little cover and zip section. You can store some pens and other goodies in there. But very excited for this cover. I don't know if I'm sure it's probably on their website. I just haven't either seen it or realized it's, I don't know what the fabric is. I can't think of what it's called. It's not like a canvas, but it feels like it'd be pretty durable. I just like all the pockets too. And then I got this larger notebook. This is generally more of around the size that I use. I think this one's a little larger. And this one has a nice grid in it, a very tiny grid. One of the items I think I got as a gift, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. And then just these little tabs. There's just 7 of each, 3 design, but they're cute. Cute little cats. Kind of go with that. Then these are more Deco Rush that I got. Some of these I have never seen before, like the One Piece. My kids are huge into One Piece right now, so I thought it would be fun to use that, especially whenever I'm talking about my kids. This one actually looks like it matches the design of this notebook. So I thought that was just a cute design for a border. Sushi, of course. I wanted this one forever, and it's always sold out whenever I look for it online. We camp a lot, as I've mentioned, so camping tent. And then, of course, cats. And I love that it's like cats and yarn and other cats and me. This one might be more of a vertical one. Yep, that's cute. All right, so that's just a cute little cat roller. So very excited for those new Deco Rush to add to my collection, and those are Hobonichi specific designs. And then I got this cream tape. I, again, had seen this in some of the videos. Some of the papers that I use, I believe, are more cream colored rather than white. This one obviously is not, but I thought I would grab this while I was there, just so you can see it's like a white out. So it is a softer shade. But yeah, that is my Hobonichi store collection. Now for my Loft purchase. Loft is a department store, and the one that we went to was 5 or 6 floors. I honestly probably spent an hour just on the bottommost floor, which was stationery. So I'll unpack these and we can take a look at what I got there. There are definitely some gifts in this collection. I don't know that one of the friends that will see this actually is on my YouTube, so we should be safe to go, but I'll be giving it to them soon anyways. All right, so first up, I got a couple of little stamp ink pads because originally when I was shopping, I was getting a ton of different stamps. And I ultimately put most of them back because I was in like stamp overload. And I do use stamps at home. I think I really just have like black ink though. So I figured if anything, it would be nice to have these little purple and green, which is pretty colors. Some more Post-it note type things. I liked the gradient version and this little grid, and then some arrows. Of course, some more stickers. These are little flake stickers for made in Japan kind of style designs I thought were cute and will be nice for journaling about this trip and other uses. And just some more pretty flower and designs. And then of course cats. So I have a black cat, I have a gray and white cat, and an orange cat. So whenever I see kind of any of those colors or color combinations, I have to get them. Some more little page markers, but with the animals. More Deco Rush. I got the books and the cake. So I should use those pretty fairly often. And a stamp emotion stack. So these are fun. You can kind of just put it down and choose which one you want to do, or do all of them. I will probably just pick one at a time when I'm doing it. but sometimes I'm looking for emotion stamps and I can have a hard time finding what I do have because I have a limited number, and to have them just all in one row to throw into one of my little pouches would be great. Some of these stationaries are gifts. Again, I have a friend who probably won't watch this but loves Toy Story, so I grabbed this for them. Thought this was pretty. And then some Miffy. My cats are going a little crazy this morning. But these are all, aside from the gifts, stationaries again I would be using to write back notes for anyone who is reaching out through my P.O. box and just in general for sending notes. These are all Studio Ghibli stamp sets, and you can see the design. So this is for Kiki's delivery service, mostly cat designs and her little red bow. These are all Totoro, so there's a couple Totoros, Cat Bus, and the Soot Sprite. This is Spirited Away stamp set. And then one more Totoro. These are mostly Totoros with a little acorn. So yeah, I love Studio Ghibli and had to get these little sets and thought they'd be fun to add into my rotation of stamps. So this is my haul from the Loft store. Unlike North America, it is not a clothing store. I mean, it does have clothing, it's a department store, but it's so much more. So I was very excited to go to a Loft. They were located in quite a few places in Tokyo, but I went to a pretty large one, I think in Shibuya when I went. Let's move on. On to Travelers. So Travelers, I shopped from two primary locations. The first being the Starbucks Roastery Reserve. Kind of random, but I again had heard that they had a special limited specific to the Starbucks Reserve Roastery line of Travelers products, and they actually had quite a selection. So I know that I went to the Reserve first, but let's go into Tokyo Station because I actually purchased a little less from there. They did have more items across the board, just more than kind of the journal focus, which was what the Reserve had. But they had very specific, like limited to Tokyo Station items as well as general Travelers items. It was, and I had been told this, very hard to find within Tokyo Station. It is a massive train station, and I had to do a combination of Google Maps as well as using the Travelers website description of how to find it. It just was a bit of a maze to get there, but I made it and I was very excited. It's a small, tight space, so it can be a little hard to navigate when there's other people, but I made it work. Clearly, I got enough. So I got this little brass tag to go on my journal that just says Tokyo Station. Again, some of these are gifts. This is the washi tape from Tokyo Station. They had quite a few washi tape options, but as you'll see from some of my videos, I have so much washi tape at this point, so I wanted some that were just things I would use more often. A small little traveling notebook, kind of along the lines of something I would use for a trip like this, so I thought that would be handy. These brass clips are going to be a gift. I got the letterpress sticker set and Travelers Factory notebook and train trip from Tokyo Station. So some of these notebooks are going to be gifts, so I'm not going to go into opening them and all that. Same with these pouches. I got a couple of them. They're the same design. And the tote bag for Tokyo Station. So it just has a train on it. Thought it was very cute and would be a great gift. Then onto the roastery. I actually was really bummed I couldn't find the brass clip for Tokyo Station. I've seen pictures of it and videos of it, but it didn't appear that they had them available. But I did get the Starbucks Reserve Roastery version. And I did get all three of the roastery washi tapes. This is actually not a Traveler's, but it's one of the little hand towels that they had in a Starbucks Reserve Roastery design. When you're in Japan, a lot of people carry around their own hand towels because a lot of the bathrooms don't have towels to wipe your hands with or dry them off with when you're done washing them. So it's just really handy to have hand towels on you. And honestly, it was so hot, people were just using them to mop up sweat and everything. These are the brass clips from the Reserve. I love the little sakura flower sticker set. A tiny little journal, a brass tag for the Reserve. Oh, one of the people I was with gave me their roastery card for the coffee that was ordered. And a sakura flower tag. And then one more little notebook. This larger notebook. And then these are kind of the creme de la creme of the notebooks that I got. So this smaller one I got in the camel color. It's the passport size, so perfect for traveling. And it talks about the care for the cover. But I think these are ultimately what kind of Travelers is known for, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. I, again, normally use Hobonichi, but I'd heard so much about Travelers that I wanted to get these. But just nice little passport-sized journal holder with the Starbucks Reserve. And then the larger one and I've just seen these as they wear, they become really beautiful. And again, you can kind of swap out or add in notebooks into them. Excited to have these in my collection. And that was my stationery haul. So just a few of the highlights from it. I am so happy with what I ultimately left with from this trip. You know, going to Japan, one of the things I was most excited from a shopping perspective was all of the stationery, paper products, pens, all of that fun stuff. So I'm so excited to have left with what I had, and also the gift items for my journaling stationery friends or friends that just love pens like I do. So a nice fun assortment. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, quite a few of these things can be purchased in the United States or globally. They just have quite a bit of a higher price tag. The price for all of these was very reasonable overall within Japan. Hence the large purchase quantity that I made while on this trip. But just really happy with this collection and excited for the gifts that I'm going to be giving some friends. I hope you enjoyed this content. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know what you would be hunting down if you are in Tokyo going shopping for stationery, stickers, journals, anything kawaii and wonderful papers and pens. It just was so exciting to actually be able to shop there from a huge assortment of items, as well as the pricing of a lot of the items, which I'm typically getting imported to the United States and can just be so much more expensive. If you like this video, feel free to drop a like and maybe subscribe to follow along to future videos. I mainly focus on crochet content, but I do do videos around stationery and journaling, as well as other kind of character work that I really enjoy. My next video as a follow-up for this trip video is going to be around some character items that I picked up, in particular Studio Ghibli and Sanrio items that I grabbed while I was in Tokyo. I was able to go to the Studio Ghibli Museum, and again, just had quite a few days of wandering around different areas of Tokyo, and got to really soak in all of the fun items that they have available there, and in some cases might be more limited to purchasing there. So thank you so much for being here, and have a great day. Bye.